Podcast starts at 19 seconds.
Welcome to a new episode of Fit the Description, a Black Men's podcast where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got Keith.
What's up?
And we got Adam.
Yo.
And we had James, but he's having mic issues. He keeps coming in and out, so maybe he'll join us later. We'll see what happens.
What are you talking about?
Oh, there he is. And we got James. So make sure on your way in to hit that subscribe or follow, depending on your platform. Make sure to check out the Clips channel over there on YouTube, Fit the Description Podcast. Also, like I said, I got to update it, but we do have an Instagram, opinion_Pete_network. So you can go check that out. And lastly, like I said before, I'll say it again, we do have a Patreon if you want to support. We don't really do anything on it right now until we get a bigger audience. But until then, again, it's there. If you want to support, that's fine. But just don't expect to see much on there until we grow this channel. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Basically, there's a commentator that's, his name is Charlie Kirk. And he is a dude that has a series, I think it's called Prove Me Wrong, where he goes to different schools and debates them on their thoughts and just share it and debates their ideology to all the different universities. So basically, as the recording of this, I think it happened September 10th. So right now we're like 3 days away. So this is September 12th. He was assassinated by a gunman. As of right now, the person has been found and caught, and they're in custody right now. But I would say right now, things are kind of going crazy. I will fill in the detail, but I want to give people a chance to share their viewpoint. So I'll let Adam go first if Adam wants to unmute.
All I know is what I see. And I like those prove me wrong things. I see them occasionally here and there. But I just seen it from a different point of view. I seen the actual thing. Oh, it's not blocked out. It's not edited. Like, no, I seen when this.
And we're just gonna let everybody. We're not gonna show it here at all. But go ahead.
No, we're not gonna show it.
Yeah.
But I seen it. That shit is crazy. And I'm trying to figure out why exactly did they assassinate him again? Like, why?
Well, again, they caught the person. Things are all over the place, but basically, from what it seems like, it's just basically his views. Basically, him going to colleges and sharing his views. And a lot of people are saying that he holds very controversial views, and a lot of people are against it. So basically, it's an assassination to silence from him from talking or his speech.
Opinion though, that's just like you said, you have the right to freedom of speech. And if I want to get my point across, and I want you to listen to me, but someone else has a different view than me and it's upsetting me, so why am I listening to them? Why are they? I don't get it. That's like, I understand if it's like in the moment, like someone comes up to you and they start saying some racist ass shit and they're trying to fight you. So that's in the moment versus you watching something on TV or you watching something on the internet, and you have the ability to mute it, turn it off. This is this person's opinion. His life has led him to believe in his way, his culture, his background, his upbringing, just his learnings, whatever. This was him and his. And my opinion and my views can differ from him and his. But I don't need to take him out because what he's saying is upsetting me so much. It doesn't. And at this point, I didn't even see the person because the person who I saw them carting off was an elderly man.
Yeah, that was the wrong person. That's what everybody thought because they had two people in custody. One was the elderly man, and there was another person, and they got it wrong. And then they finally caught the guy, which I'll just fill in right now. Basically, the way he got caught, I guess they said one was the minister, and then the other person, basically the one I know for sure was his father. His father brought him in and turned him in.
Okay. So and it's still the same thing. He did what he did because he didn't like what he was saying. It was racist, and he listened so much that he ended up getting like really angry and got pushed to it instead of being like a rational human being and going over here and being able to turn it off, not listen to it. Something else. I'm just saying.
This is G from the future, and I'm recording this part about a day after we recorded this episode. And after listening back to the podcast on this subject and the sensitivity of it, I realized what I said was a little confusing and jumbled at points. So I'm cutting in only to clarify my stance so there's no confusion. So be aware, this is not a correction, but a clarification. And then once I'm done, we're going to go ahead and get back to the podcast. Now, what happened to Charlie Kirk was sad and a tragedy for his family. And I'm 100% against his assassination. It should have never happened. Now, when I say I'm not a fan, that's because I don't really know much about this guy. The most I know is about the clips that I've seen pop up on my timeline. And from what I've seen, there's things that he said I agree with, and there's things that I've heard him say that I highly disagree with. Actually, to be honest, I didn't even know how big he was until about 2-3 days ago. And to be honest, it definitely surprised me. Now, I understand when people say they don't have empathy for the guy, and hey, fair enough. You're allowed to feel how you like to feel. But for me, it's not really an empathy thing as much as it's a rights thing. Now, I can't speak for anybody else, and there's some caveats to the statement, but for the most part, I will never celebrate somebody being killed for political reasons, and I would never celebrate somebody being murdered for a right that I wish to partake in and enjoy. Actually, you know what? This is a better way to say it. I would never want to see people that I agree with or support living in fear for their lives for using their own free speech rights and sharing their opinions by having conversations and debates with others. I also want to take the time to bring this up because somebody brought this up to me, and so I want to say for clarification, just in case anybody's confused when I say this. But when I say I rather side with my enemies than my friends, it does not mean I rather side with my enemies over my friends or betray or go against my friends. It means that I recognize that there's a problem that's so big, and before it becomes a bigger issue, I would rather fight with my enemy against that problem before that problem actually hits the people that I care for. Now, there's a little bit more to that statement, but that's pretty much a quick summary. So, that's it with the clarification. That's all I wanted to do, was just clarify some of my points because it was a little bit jumbled. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the podcast so you can hear exactly what I said. And I want to remind you, this is not a correction, and this is not a change in my views. This is just a clarification, just in case there's any confusion in what I say in this episode. All right, with that being said, let's get back to it. So, I'll just say my viewpoint. I'll be honest with people. I wasn't the biggest fan of Charlie Kirk. There's some things I agree with, and there's things I didn't agree with. But the one thing I will say is, I will defend anybody's right, especially the way that he was doing it. I would definitely defend his right to share his belief and his opinions, whether I agree with it or not. That is the reason why I love this country. Even if I have my issues with this country, but that's a conversation for another day. It's one of the reasons why I love this country is that we are allowed to say what we're allowed to say, and we are allowed to have an opinion. And I don't think that is right for anybody to have their life cut short because of their opinion and their belief system, no matter how I feel about it. You know, I've said it before on this podcast. I am definitely a free speech advocate. I'm not an absolutist. I don't believe that all speech you should just be allowed to say everything, but I definitely do side on the line of free speech. And again, this was a dude that was just out here sharing his viewpoint, debating people, and I think especially at colleges, which that is the place that you should be doing things like that. Because I think, especially at that age, if you are going to a college, that is the place. That's what that is for. Is for you to hear and learn different views. And I think it's good because I realize, well, outside of the conflation issue, I know a lot of my views. I haven't really found anybody that's really good at, I should say, I really like to really have arguments and debates. And I would love to find somebody that shares more of my views. I could
Here,
trust them.
here.
Yeah, I could trust them to have these hard conversations and hard debates and go to these places. And also, I don't ever want to feel anybody who I agree with to have that issue either. I want everybody to have that right. Whether I like you or not, I mean, like I said, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, I want everybody to have that right. And I wouldn't want that right to be taken away from anybody. Like,
You know
yes,
what this also?
yeah, I'm a
I'm
firm
sorry.
believer. I'm a firm believer, and this is not talking about him or his character. I'm just talking in a generalized perspective. I have a belief that I would rather side with my enemies than my friends. Not saying I saw him as an enemy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm talking in general. I would rather side with my enemies than my friends because by the time it gets to my friends, it's probably too late and the problem's already here. Whereas if I defend somebody who I guess a better way to say that I disagree with, I'd rather defend them because again, it's one thing if it happens to people that you don't like, but if it happens to people that you don't like, what's to stop it from happening to you? And that's
Yeah.
something that I really think about and I really believe in. So I will not support this. I'm okay with people having the issues with the dude. I'm probably not okay with how vile people went, but I understand people have the issues with it. At the end of the day, I'm not going to celebrate this. I don't think this was good. I don't think there was nothing great about this. I don't think this was good for the country or the nation. Um, I just don't think I just don't see anything really good coming from this. So I'm not going to celebrate this, even if I have my issues, because again, to me, even on the internet, there were way worse people than him that I've heard and listened to. That I'm not. I may have my issues with a lot of his viewpoints, but I'm not going to celebrate a person dying the way he did.
Oh yeah. No, I just would say yeah, everybody pretty much spot on, whoever went. And I will say that yeah, I don't know too much about his views and his things, but I know that I'm never, like I said, I don't agree with anybody who says that violence isn't the answer. This country was built on violence. This world was built on violence. So I'm not gonna ever say all that hunky dory peace talk bullshit has never worked. And it never will. Humanity is violent. You know, it's that's the one thing that proves us all to be the same. We all have violent tendencies. You know, we all die and we're all violent. You can be as controversial or sorry, uncontroversial as you want to be, but like I said, it's just what I believe in and what I've seen over the time. It's like evolution. The only way shit changes or evolves is off of violence. The only way things get better is off of violence. Show me a time period where that's not true. People have to die. People have to get slaughtered, brutally murdered. It's just how things happen. That's how laws get passed. That's how security gets upgraded. It's like all of that. Like kids fucking have to die so schools can get better funding for security and all these things. It's like it's sad. I mean, I'm never gonna say it's not. It's just like that church, that little Catholic school that got shot up. The pew, like these kids were at mass. 12 kids got shot. Middle school, between the ages of 10 and 12. So, but that now puts in talks of getting more security for schools around uh, Vegas and metal detectors and certain things that around the schools and visual shit. It's All of that. It just has to happen. It has to. And yes, it can be my kid's school. I'm never going to say it's not. I'm realistic. You know, it can be. It could have been any school. But death is the inevitable. But yes. Now I do agree. Killing him in broad fucking daylight was fucked up. Fucking brutal. Like I said, I feel more bad for his family and like his wife and his two kids. And I also feel bad that the dude was 31 years old. Bro, I'm 37. This dude is 31, man. That shit is sad as hell. I don't give a fuck what his views were. I got two kids and basically a wife and shit. So I couldn't even imagine at 31 me dying off some getting shot and my last words were gang violence or whatever, or that's bullshit. This is if you ask me.
Mhm.
But that shit is cold. That shit is cold as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I fully agree with violence is the answer for everything, but I will sit there and say I will sit there and say that yeah, does violence cause change? You see, I don't want to say if in this circumstance. So not with this circumstance. I won't say that
I'm
because
not saying I'm not saying that violence is the answer for everything. That's not what I said. I said that no point in time in history, like evolution of the planet, violence is not a thing. Show me otherwise at the end of the day. If you like, I get that you don't believe in violence or you don't believe that violence is the answer. I'm
no,
not
no, no.
saying that.
It's not that. It's not that I don't believe the violence is the answer. I
Right.
just think that depends on the circumstance. So, but go ahead. I'll let you go. Keep going.
No. I'm just saying at the end of the day, I'm not saying that him getting murdered or assassinated. I'm sorry, is going to be the answer to anything, but it's going to be a a talking topic that's going to lead to something else. It always is.
Now that and that I agree with, and you know what? And I want to go into that real quick because that's the other thing that's happening right now is that this I'll just say it like this. The things and the way people are talking online is pretty crazy. I mean, I'm both ends. One thing I'll say this is that I'm glad that I'm no longer with the political party. Like I've said on the podcast earlier, and after this situation and what I've seen and the arguments that I've saw, I feel a lot more comfortable with my decision because I feel like everybody is kind of there's wrong on every end, but there's also some valid viewpoints on people's end too. I don't like how people were going about it, where they were like just. I mean, the dude just passed away. Yeah, I don't like how everybody conduct themselves. I understand people have issues with the guy's views, and again, you're welcome to. But I just think that yeah, I'm just never going to celebrate a person's death like that who was over just sharing their views at a college campus. I can never celebrate that. That just to me is wrong. At the same time, I understand that some of the things that people say, and I understand that some of his talking points were not popular, and I understand why. I mean, and when people talk about well, I have no empathy, well, it's not you don't have to have empathy. You just could just not say nothing, you know? Like I said, there's worse people than him in the world that said a lot worse shit that I really don't have empathy for. But and I'm not, and again, I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan, but I'm also not celebrating this because nothing about this to me was good. It wasn't and from the argument and the discord I'm seeing online. I think I agree with you, Keith, and that's the big point I'm trying to say. Like you said, something's gonna happen. I think right now, from what I've at least read, I kind of went on Twitter and saw the day of, and some of those earlier posts were kind of coming from people out the country, and it also seemed like it was coming from AI bots. So that right there kind of makes me be like, kind of question things about some of their responses. But as it moved on, then you really got to see actual people's responses. I do agree that from what I get the feeling right now is that people are just fed up And I think people's ability to deal with a lot of the stuff that they've been dealing with for over the last couple of years, at least 5 to 10 years, I think they're pretty much fed up on that. So I don't expect to see a lot of kind words coming out of a lot of people's mouth. And I will say that to me, I think if you want to ask me who I really blame, since people want to blame somebody, I think it's the leadership. I think that the leadership, when it comes to our politicians, I think they need, depending on where they want this to go, they really need to start cooling shit down, because I think it's gone too far. Because I don't care what anybody said, somebody's dead. No matter how you feel, somebody is gone. Somebody's off this earth. Somebody's dead. You know, and over political means, and it's never good for somebody to die over politics. And if we can't get things to cool down, I do agree with Keith that something could start to happen if cooler heads don't prevail. Like I said, I've got to see this over the past 5 years. You know, people ask me why I'm all about, not really I'm all about politics, but I definitely have been watching this happen all 5 years, and I've seen bad things happen on both ends. On different situations, that at the end of the day, the only thing I could say is that shit needs to cool the fuck off, because I agree with you, Keith, that if we don't cool shit down, something is bound to happen, and I don't think anything good is going to happen if we don't get things kind of more in order.
No, just thing. Like I said, it's just how this world is. Things happen. We get past it. We care about it for all of 3 seconds, and then we move on, man. That's the more sad part than anything. Like somebody dies in a horrific way, and people use it as content, or obviously we can't go and find the lady and her kids and tell her that we all just truly feel for her. That's the only thing I was thinking about as soon as I heard that he had, like I said, a wife and 2 kids, and like I said, 31 is just wild. That's like the only thing I'm thinking.
Yeah,
it's just so damn young, so young. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I agree with you guys. I don't believe killing anybody is right, per se, except for the reason I was talking about earlier. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying on this particular subject. Outside of that, I do agree with you guys and with everything you guys have been saying so far.
Oh, looks like James is on mute. You want to add into this conversation now that you're on mute?
Don't get me wrong, it's a good conversation, but I mean, yeah, I don't particularly have a dog in this fight. The dude got murdered. That's cool, but I mean, I don't know too much about him. I didn't follow him. Now my homies did, but yeah, I don't really have a lot to add to that.
Did you see the assassination at all?
Oh yeah, I saw it from 12 different angles.
Yeah. I guess the only question I have I had to ask is how do you feel about it? Do you feel it's right? Do you feel it's wrong? Just a simple answer would be fine.
Uh, Kind of the wrong person to ask about that. I mean, I don't know, dude. A lot of stuff has been happening in the last 2 days, so
True.
and it's just there's no like everybody's all up in arms about this, but it's only gonna last a week, dude. I mean, and every couple of months, something's happening. I mean, think about it. Again, you're all riled up about it right now. I know you are because I heard you're passionate. I mean, dude, think about it, bro. Before this, there was something else going on. Before that, we were going to war because the Mexicans were jumping the border and National Guard was. You know, the National Guard is being called out, quote unquote, for the last like year and a half, like every other week. the National Guard was before this happened. The National Guard was getting deployed to Chicago, and
We just talked
they
about
were,
that.
yeah,
But no,
dude.
they haven't been deployed to Chicago yet, but they're talking about sending them out.
Did you hear what I just stated? So yeah, so, yeah, that was the conversation. You gotta listen a little better, buddy. So yeah, these conversations are just happening. So it's just again, the National Guard was being deployed to Texas.
Yes, I did hear about that.
So they were getting deployed to Texas to secure the border. And I mean, geez, like every month there's gonna be something. I mean, yeah, but then you gotta think about it. Didn't the senator get murdered or some shit the same day as homeboy?
No, a school got shot up the same day.
No, a senator got murdered
Did
the
they?
same day. Again, yeah, see, you know shit about it.
No, I know about the school shooting that happened the same day.
Hmm. So there you go. Oh, somebody.
Oh, I see it. That's crazy.
Well, I see this one that was they were assassinated. I knew about this one, which happened in June. But I don't see anything that happened the same day.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody is drawing a line in the sand right now, and that's
Oh
probably
yeah.
what they want. So,
Oh yeah.
I just sit like I've always said. Just leave my little area alone, and I'm good. So, you know, I
Well,
don't have any dog in this fight.
well, you said something, and I want to bring it up. I mean, when you say something's going on all the time, something is literally going on all the time, and it's crazy. It's just a worldwide thing. Like it's worldwide. I mean, I have a list right here. Like I have a list right here. They said there's a rumor about Canada's talking about breaking apart. Nepal right now, they basically just dissolved the government and they started burning their government buildings. Protests are sweeping across France. Serbia had protests within the last 2 months. Ukraine talks are paused. Israel just attacked another country. Actually, I think what is it? They attacked 6 countries in the last 72 hours. The UK Prime Minister is going through freaking drama. The Japan PM just stepped down. What you call it? They're protesting in I'm not finding South Korea. They're also protesting in Japan. Oh, dude. What you call Venezuela? Trump sent the military outside of Venezuela. This is all happening in the world in like the past couple of fucking months. Do you really think that there's something bigger going on?
Why is Israel attacking 6 other countries outside of just the one?
Oh, that I don't know. But I'm just bringing up all the crap that's going on right now. And I'm just bringing up what James was saying is that there's something going on. I guess I just want to hear from James. Do you think that there's something bigger going on behind the scenes?
Nope. I mean, I said no. Want me to add something to it? No.
Yeah. I mean, if you have anything else you want to
no.
add.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just all predictable, man. It's all the same playbook, bro.
Yeah, but well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen like this much of the world being in this much chaos at the same time.
Yeah. The fuck are you talking about?
At the same time?
Are you fucking serious?
When's the last time something like this? When's the last time all this chaos?
You need to
the
get out more.
the 30s. Dude, it happens all the time. Like, what are you talking about?
Well,
like,
no, not this many countries in chaos all the time. Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about,
you know why? You know why you're seeing all this chaos? Because you have a fucking thing at your fingertips that tells you everything.
Yeah, I was
10 years ago,
yeah.
didn't have it. 15 years ago, wasn't a thing. It's the problem is everybody, it needs to know every fucking thing that's going on everywhere at all times, but you can't pay attention to what you're doing right now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not consumed on what the world is doing. Now that's one thing I will never be a person that is. I don't give a shit.
And
That's
that's
like
what.
Penny said. Until it hits my front door or backyard, then I got a problem. But until then, I don't give a fuck. Like it doesn't. That shit doesn't. All of that shit that you just named. How's it affecting your day to day?
I mean,
Except your mental.
my mental's fine. I'm not really like crushing, but no, I mean, it's definitely affecting. I mean, what's happening with the
Bullshit. Did you? That's a damn lie.
Your
You just
your
said.
your day to day is affecting your day to day.
Bro, you just said you changed political parties and shit like that,
well,
dude.
no,
You don't think this is affecting you?
no, because I've been trying to look into these things all the time, and I finally kind of came to my conclusion. But no, I don't think I'm like no. I mean, not on that level.
So you just woke up in the morning like, yeah, you know what? I need to change. I need to not be part of the party.
No, I actually sat down, I listened to things, I saw what was going on,
Yeah,
I did my research,
exactly.
and I made a
Exactly what
decision.
Keith just said. Exactly what Keith just said. You sat down and listened to things, and then you just made a decision
Yeah.
that you had to get the fuck out of the. I can't be part of this party anymore. But again, every day there's something else. Every day you're getting bombarded with shit. Just go and live your life. Nobody goes outside and fucking. When's the last time you went to a park and flew a kite?
Who the hell does
Fuck.
that anymore?
Oh, we don't. You get.
Hello? Hello? The hell just happened? Hello?
What?
Oh, okay. I lost you for a sec.
Well, I mean, yeah, you did because you were like, "Who does that?" All right, well, fuck. I guess you don't like to live a relaxed life.
Well, I'm just saying. Either way. I'm just saying, like, I ain't seen a person fly a kite in forever. I ain't seen that. I haven't seen that
Okay,
ever. I mean, I would say
maybe
ever. I haven't
not.
seen it forever.
When's the last time you got in a pickup game? When's the last time you did anything besides sit in front of a fucking computer and go, "Oh my god, everything in the world's going to shit. They're bombing." Fuck all of that, dude.
Well, I mean, I really only do this because of the podcast, to be honest, but
You're a fucking lie. I
I'm
know
not.
you a fucking lie. You lie. You lie.
No.
Okay, erase the podcast out of your day. What the
Okay.
fuck else do you do?
Podcast. Yeah, just kind of like you were, like you're right. Yeah, I'm on the computer. I'm
There we
applying.
go. You're in front of the thing. You're in front of the computer. You're watching another podcast. You're listening to this, or you're watching
Mm-mm.
this
Well,
video.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
okay. God damn it, bro! You lie too much, man.
I'm
You
not
serious?
lying. Like, I mean, well, no. I mean, what you said? What you listen
Damn,
to the
bro.
podcast? Like, I don't listen to that podcast like that. I rarely listen to podcasts. I
Oh
listen
my
to a lot of
god.
clips. I watch a lot. I'll give you that. I watch a lot of
All
videos. Yeah.
right, I'm done, bro. I'm about to go back on mute. This motherfucker needs to tell the truth.
Like, Adam just told me he went to the grocery store, so
Mm, I
he
bet he
said he
did.
said he said he's gonna get back on, but he had to go. He had to go to the grocery store real quick.
Bet he does.
Yeah. You heard about the situation that happened with Rampage Jackson's son, right?
Yep.
For the people that don't know, I mean, of course, it should have been all over the place, but I didn't want to bring this up, so I'll just give you the whole entire thing. So basically, Rampage Jackson's son was invited to a wrestling event, and so he went backstage. He was meeting the wrestlers, and again, I'm skipping a lot of parts, so make sure to check out the clips yourself. He went to talk to a wrestler. I guess he was backstage, and he got hit in the head with a beer can. After getting hit in the head with the beer can, the wrestler was like, "Oh, you're not gonna react." And he kind of found out because I guess he thought he was a part of the show, whatever, and he found out he wasn't. So he came over, apologized. He was mad. He got in his face. They came over, and you can actually see on stream. He apologized. They shook hands, and they went about the business. So after that, I guess the dude who was running things put him in basically a storyline to come in and and basically, just be a part of the match. And I guess one of the wrestlers was in the back telling him, hey, make sure to get your receipt. I guess online, his chap got at him, started hyping him up. He got into the ring, got the wrestler that hit him in the head with the beer can, slammed him onto the mat, punched him either between 21 to 23 times. And finally, everybody saw it, pulled him off, and then got him out there, and he was heated. As the recording of this video, the wrestler, he was in the hospital. They said he went to the hospital. He was gargling on his blood. He lost some teeth, but he's now out the hospital. He's at home, and he's talking about suing. I think, and I'm not sure, but I guess he did get arrested. I'm not sure if he's let out. I'm not sure if he's in jail. I'm not sure what's happening after that, but that's pretty much the situation. And I guess my first question, if you did watch what happened, can you tell me your reaction to how you feel about that situation?
Oh, I didn't even know Rampage Jackson had a son.
Yeah.
So that would be my reaction to that. It was I'm gonna say there's gotta be drugs involved with him. Because nobody just hops in the ring, starts beating the man's ass that bad, especially in a wrestling match. That's just insane. Like that was just too much. I feel like I don't know what was said. It's because they had the camera on him. Nobody was even paying attention to the man.
Yeah. I mean, to me, when I looked at the process, number one, you guys already had a conversation. You already, dapped it up, So at that point, it was over. Number two, if we want to talk about a receipt is, which I agree, is you chin check somebody and then you go about your business. What he did went way too far. I would totally say that, yes, in my personal opinion, I think everybody has some blame. I think the promoter has some blame for not making sure everybody's aware of the situation. That situation didn't happen. I think a conversation should have been had. The wrestler in the back should have stepped to him and hit him in the head with the beer can without knowing the situation. That was wrong. Dude.
But the three other wrestlers in the ring should have automatically pulled him up. That's awesome. What I didn't understand. Like I'm not gonna let everybody in wrestling. Well, I don't know what type of wrestling that was, but it's like as we've seen in the WWE, everybody's cool. It's a fucking job. You're just like anything else.
Yeah.
We get paid to hate each other. It's always been like that. But you shouldn't just let they just kind of stood there and just watch. They just for so long. That's what I didn't understand. It's what did y'all think? I tell people, I think phones and shit are making people have a slow reaction time, man.
Yeah.
I just watched a video about that girl getting stabbed on the train. I feel people just got a slow ass reaction time. It's crazy to me. That's why I think I feel like people want to die. I guess it's just because I took a CPR class every year. So, and I'm a security guard. So my head's already I'm already, aware of situations that lady didn't have to die, or that dude, y'all should have automatically pulled him off of him that. That's just crazy to me. I just don't know what people be thinking in the moment.
Yeah. I mean, as somebody who's been in a similar situation to that, where a fight broke out, I wasn't in it, but the dude got chin checked, and you just weren't ready for it. But after a second, I still ran in and tried to get the dude off of him. So, and that's the thing. That's one thing that they're saying. The ref should have been the one to stop it, because they said that's the ref's responsibility. The ref is supposed to be the one to hit him off and to stop it. And you're right, with everybody stopping and pausing, that was crazy, because I think after 2 hits, I would have had to step in. like again, we watch enough wrestling. We see how they hit. They pull their punches. You could tell those hits may hurt, but they don't really. It ain't a hit like that, you know.
Oh yeah, no, it's very rare that somebody gets hit with full force contact. Oh, it happens,
Oh yeah,
but it's very rare, and you can always tell when it happens. Like obviously, like I said, I like to watch a lot of behind the scenes of everything,
yeah,
because I like to see how the cake's made, and but doesn't take away from the the finished product, because if that was the case, it's like I wouldn't enjoy shit at the end of the day. But yeah, I just saw that video on Twitter, and I was just like, what the hell is going on?
I don't know if you saw how. Well, my part, you like you said, you didn't even know he had a son. So I guess I should have to explain that to you. So basically, Rampage on his end, he saw the situation. He came out and said what he did, what happened to his son, what his son did was wrong. So he came out, but he did an interview, and mind you, I'm only seeing a clip of it. But basically, he came out and said, "I did talk to my son, and at this point, I basically have cut off pretty much communication at this point. Or I should say, I don't know if he cut off communication, but he said, I'm not talking to him, and he kind of dirtied my name. And the one dude basically said, who was in that room, he was like, I don't know in that situation if I could leave my son alone. I had to be there. Now I didn't see the entire clip, but that's just what the clip said. And that's just what I saw with the clip. And I just wanted to get your thoughts as a father. If that was your son who was in that situation, how would you react to it? Or at least how do you think you would react to it?
Oh yeah, no, I would have for sure. I don't know. Like I said, that's always a tricky situation. Because it's like I couldn't imagine my son being in no situation like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know, man. Like I said, I can't. Like I said, I'm gonna stand by me. I'm behind no matter what. So
Yeah.
it's one of them things where I would never leave my kid high and dry. I'm gonna help him as much as I can, but I can't imagine a world where, like I said, he's gonna end up being like that. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
just that kid had his son has a lot of rage. I don't know why. Couldn't explain to you what the hell. Like I said, I just saw the little clip of him sitting there, him jumping the barricade and
Hmm.
going at the dude. I didn't know any reason. I mean, I didn't hear any reason why he did what he did, but that was just crazy. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Well, this is another thing that came out. And just to add a little bit more context. Basically, I guess there was I guess Rampage was on another podcast with him a couple of years ago, or maybe a couple of months ago. I don't know, but I only saw a clip of it. And basically, he said it out of his own mouth. He said he basically had to choke out his own son, and actually had to take him to the hospital because he said his son actually basically he had to fight his son, and he
I
said
mean,
that's
but
go ahead.
oh no, go.
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
Yeah, and then he's also said in a different clip, he basically said, I have enough college money to get my sons to school, and I have enough money to bail basically his son, basically he's in that category, out of jail, because he's like, I know my son, I know he kind of has that in him. So with all that context, I would just want to add that in, so to kind of get your thoughts on that too.
Yeah, just like I said before. I mean, I get when you have money and the world is your oyster. Mentally the rules don't apply to you, and I hate people that think otherwise. Like I hate people that feel like famous people. I hate that when or rich people or famous people, the same rules apply to them apply to us, and that's just not realistic of thinking. And
Mhm.
I hate when people get mad at rich people for doing crazy things or thinking that they're above anything. They like people have put them up there that they are. Just because you don't think that they are doesn't mean 10 other people, do think that that person is. So it's like, doesn't matter. You still have people out there that are diehard Kanye fans, no matter what he does. You still
True.
have people that wear Yeezy wear all day long. They can say, oh, because it's comfortable or whatever. No, if you like, it doesn't matter what he says. You still have people that are Trump fans. You still have people that are Hitler fans. You still have a whole world that sat there and watched Jeffrey Dahmer's TV show, even though why are we supporting things of this matter? It's like you create a TV show, that means that they made something thinking that multiple people are going to watch this TV show, and they were right. So much that same dude that played Jeffrey Dahmer in that TV show is going to play that Casey dude next. It's like, what are you doing to your mental to keep playing? What's his name, John Wayne Gacy or whatever? It's like you're just messing with your mental at this point, playing these serial killers. So it's like people accept this and they keep it going. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, it's like, I mean, that's just how the world is, right? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just say this, kind of going back to the topic, and I'll just say this last piece is that I think I agree with you. I think there's a lot of anger. Listen to him, like it seemed like he has something to prove to his father. Because I watched the live stream, I kind of heard what he was saying. Again, I'm not mad at, because I also want to say this. Rampage did come to the defense of his son. I forgot the entire thing, but he did. And for anybody to say that he's wrong, call him out. That's a father for his child. That's what you're supposed to do. I have no issue with that. But at the end of the day, I do agree that I want to leave my kid alone. I really definitely think that he definitely has a lot of anger. I don't know. Maybe he needs therapy or something, but he definitely has to do something about that aggression, because yeah, that situation, I mean, I'm sorry. Like there's a way to handle that, you know? And to me, like I said, if you have an issue with somebody, you handle it then. If you shake hands as a man and accept their apology, to me, it's over. To have that much grudge after all that situation, yeah, I think there's something really going on. And all I can say is I hope that you know, I hope that dude, gets some help, because I just think he has a lot of aggression that he really needs to get out, and he needs to figure that out, because that situation, I don't care. Like, I understand getting somebody back for like hitting you in the head with a can. I will never defend that, but that was way, 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 way over of what should have happened. That was overboard.
Yeah, when you think that the rules don't apply to you, like I said, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like every other famous person that does dumb shit, the Conor McGregors of the world, it's like he's always in the news, but he keeps getting bailed out
Yeah.
every time. Like he has the lawyers and he has the fame and he has all of that to help him get out of these situations. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, yes, as stupid as we think it is, but we just think it's stupid because we can't do it. That's the difference. Like, we just think it's dumb because we can't do it. If we knew that we can get it, because there's plenty of times where I just want to smack the shit out of somebody.
Oh yes,
But I
I
know
know.
that there's a consequence that comes behind that smack. If I know that I can smack the hell out of somebody and pay them off and never have to see them again, then I would, trust me, I would do it more often.
Mhm.
For real.
Oh, I know.
But that's not the type of world that I live in. I got to be realistic about shit. As much as it irritates the hell out of me, I just got to deal with stupidity. It drives me insane. It really does.
Yeah.
But we all have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah. Yeah. And speaking about paying people off, and this is the last topic I have basically for this episode. And I want to end with this one with basically your thoughts. So again, from what I read, this has now came out as a rumor, but it's definitely interesting. And I just want to get your viewpoint on this. Basically, Anthony Edwards will pay his baby mama $18 million as a one-time payment to never have to pay her child support again or deal with the child ever again.
Smart as hell. It's just like the lottery. or sorry, not the lottery, but I'd rather pay somebody a large lump sum, especially if he knows the chick and she's gonna help a bunch of people and blow through that money. If she's agreed to that, she's stupid. I'd rather get lifetime payments than one lump sum of payments. Because then, if you don't like somebody, somebody can just whack your ass. Then what? That's to me, yes, it's good if you were smart with your money. But 9 times out of 10, she ain't going to be smart with her money.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that it's, I mean, I don't agree with it, but I do understand because it goes into the question of, is it worth it? And I hear from dudes all the time that, the crap that you deal with is not worth it. So do I think is it smart for you just to pay it off? If you have no desire to be in that child's life and you don't want to deal with that woman, to just pay off with a lump sum of $18 million is a storming amount, and you don't have to deal with her again. She won't have access to any of your money. She could go off and live her life, and you can go off and live your life. Yeah, I agree. I think it's smart. I don't think it's a good thing, but I also can understand where sometimes I've seen many men have baby mama problems, and I'm sure many men would love to have that deal where I could just pay this woman off one time, never had to deal with the mom again, even if it's at the cost of the child, because that woman's so destructive and so devastating to that person's life. I would rather just pay it off in one lump sum to never have to deal with you again. So I will agree with the statement of I think it is smart, especially if you have no desire to be in somebody's life. Then yeah, I'm not gonna argue if you as a person choose not to want to deal with a woman or the child ever again. Then yeah, I can't. Then yeah, I think it's smart. I think yeah, I agree. It's dumb for her to take that deal, but if he could get it, I understand it. I mean, look what happened to the what's called the Heat coach, where basically he got a divorce, and right after that he got like what's $120 million deal.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Well, no, I just think about Russell Simmons a long time ago when him and Amore Lee Simmons split up, and he was paying like $2,000 a month for one kid, and then I think it was like $5,000 a month for another, because you have to give this kid or them the lifestyle. You have to keep their lifestyle the same.
Yeah,
That's where I'm just like, that's insane to me. What do you need $2,000 a month for? Like, in payments, like even a year. Like, if you're getting paid $300,000 a year, is still insane to me.
yeah. I mean,
Like, I just feel like that's crazy.
yeah. I mean, I think the craziest one, shout out to James, because I know he's gonna like this name. But I think the craziest one to me that I heard of was Kanye West having to pay Kim Kardashian child support. I don't know if he had to pay alimony, but I know he had to pay child support. To me, that doesn't make any sense, because like that doesn't make any sense to have to pay child support when your ex basically is a billionaire. To me, when you make that much money, the only conversation should be is custody, because I don't get how you can sustain somebody's lifestyle when you're talking about two freaking at the time, two basically billionaires. That didn't make any sense to me.
I think it's more of paying half for everything. I don't think it's more of paying child support, because from what I remember what TMZ was saying, that they're they're paying like for the schooling and of whatever the kids need, because he wasn't, from what she said, he wasn't in the kid's life like that. So, but he makes a good argument too. It's like, bitch, you have a nanny and a babysitter and all these things, but yeah, if he's all the way in Wyoming and she's in LA, it's like he's kind of not there. So it's like the least you can do is pay for extra security.
Yeah, but
Since
but
you're
remember,
talking that bullshit.
yeah. But remember, I mean, even in that situation, remember he bought the house across the street from her. Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how true that is.
Hmm.
Like I said, I mean, I know they said that that's what he did, but like I said, he's always been in Wyoming. Nothing like that. Like, he goes out there to see his kids, but I don't see a world where, I don't know. like I said, I don't know too much about that situation, but I just know from what I heard, what I remember from TNT,
Mm.
is that it was for half of the bills and that comes with the kids. It's not just paying her alimony, or not alimony, but her
Child support.
um yeah, just paying child support. It's basically, yeah, in a way, it's child support. It's like a woman should not have to come out of pocket for everything. That's a given. Even if she is rich, like if you don't want to be a full time fucking parent because you're going through trauma, that's your business at the end of the day. But you decided to have these 4 kids. You chose that, however you chose to have them, whether it's out of wedlock or whatever, insemination from another person. You chose all these kids have your last name. So it's like you need to be there. Like you need to be on that Nick Cannon shit. If you're gonna have 12 kids with 13 baby mamas, nigga, you need to be there. Like, I don't care how it is. Every kid deserves a birthday. Every kid deserves a fucking Christmas. However even if you got to get all these bitches together. Damn, this is crazy.
Mm.
But
You know what? I would say this, man. You kind of changed my views on this a little bit because yes, I mean, if you're not gonna be there, I think I kind of agree in that sense because my stance was always you made too much money. There's no reason for you to pay that much child support when you both make too much. That should be null and void. But you do make a good point. If you don't want to be in the child's life, then yeah, you should at least be able to help pay for whatever it costs, even if you are rich. So yeah, I mean, I would say with that argument, you won me over. You changed my views. So I'll give you that.
yeah, it's like at the end of the day, that's how it should be on both sides. But yes, if you're gonna sign a paper that says I don't want anything to uh, do with this kid, but I also would say that if that was the case, then because most dudes do this too, and they have kids with chicks, and they let these women keep the last name of the man. I feel like if you're gonna pay a large lump sum, it's just like whoever, I think it was like KD or Blake Griffin had the kid with the porn star. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I don't even want this kid to have my last name. If I'm gonna pay you off, I want no ties to this kid. Because some men can just be like, okay, I got a kid out there and I just don't want shit to do with it. I don't know how they can do shit like that, but some men can. Like that's just not what I was about. Is what it is at the end of the day. But it's like, yeah, Anthony Edwards, I don't know if he did that route. Like, but now it's like everybody's gonna know who your father is. To me, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like, so like, and then on top of that, it gives her to have a chance with another dude as well, so she can live a normal life and she don't, because yeah, that's coming from a person that has a kid with a chick who had another kid with somebody else. It's like, yeah, that last name shit plays a burden on a lot of shit. It's rough, man. It's
Yeah.
rough. Even if it is like I've been in my daughter's life since she was 3 months. It doesn't change her last name as much as I would like to be like, oh, can we change her name? No, if her father is even in the picture a little bit, then he has every right. But I get it. As a dad, you're not gonna take my legacy away. So I mean, I get that shit. I really do.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying at the end of the day, it's just one of them things where Anthony Edwards is very smart. Like I said, he's gonna piss away that money, and 18 million is not a lot of money. You're gonna seriously he'll be broke in like 5 years because she's gonna live a certain lifestyle. Gonna live a certain lifestyle and end up being fucking dead ass broke. That's on her. She feels like she can make, because 9 times out of 10 she probably ain't got no skills. That was her meal ticket. That was her way out of the way out and got her way out. Don't get me wrong, she hit her lottery ticket, and I
Mm-hmm.
hopefully it lasts.
Oh man, that's
Like I said, she's a young woman, and she probably likes the finer things in life. She's gonna want a big house. She gonna want cars. And she gonna want, even if you buy a house, you still got to pay property tax. I'm just hoping that somebody is in her ear to tell her that, to help her manage her money well, which is probably not, obviously. But I don't know. That's all I got to say. I'm just rambling now.
I'm actually glad that you're on this topic, because again, you changed my view. I'm glad I brought this topic up with you, because you changed my view on this and let me think about it in a different way. So yeah, anytime I can get somebody to change my view, I think it's worth it. So yeah. But anyway, yeah, I could we can end it here unless you have something else you want to talk about, because that's all my topics for this episode.
No, I'm good.
All right, man.
I got nothing. Martin.
So with that being said, I want to thank y'all for checking out this podcast. I want to thank Adam, I want to thank Keith, and I want to thank James for being on this episode. Definitely appreciate it. On your way out, make sure to subscribe and follow depending on your platform. Make sure to check out, I know I need to work on it, but make sure to check out the Instagram, opinion_Pete_network. Also check out the Cliff Chat, which is what I was trying to say, over there on YouTube, Fit the Description Podcast. And with that being said, I want to thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And we will be back next week with another episode. Y'all have a good one.
Good.
Oh no, can't stop it. Oh, there it is. Okay.